Welcome to this week's episode of Humans in 5.
There's a Christmas in the air here in the Northern Hemisphere, and that means a few things. The kids are heading back to school, fall is on its way, and we're all bracing ourselves for cold and flu season.
Now, there isn't a whole lot we can do to get ourselves ready for the sneezes, coughs, and aches that are coming our way. But all public health agencies encourage one habit in particular, that we make sure that we're washing our hands properly to slow down the spread of these pesky diseases.
Hand washing has been identified as one of the most effective strategies in preventing the spread of disease. It helps slow down microbes like the cold and flu virus or other bugs that can harm us. However, on one hand, how and why people wash their hands can be culturally dictated. And on the other hand, most people just aren't doing it right anyway.
As our world becomes increasingly diverse and multicultural, researchers, including those at the World Health Organization or WHO, have found that we need to be sensitive to the role that culture plays in how we participate in health-related behaviors like hand washing.
Almost everyone washes their hands to remove dirt from their skin and learn to do so at a very early age. However, in some cultures and religions, hand washing is not just an intrinsic part of day-to-day life, but a part of daily religious practices.
For example, in Judaism, Islam, and Sikhism, there are precise hand-washing rules outlined in holy texts, and personal hygiene acts like hand and face washing are not just courteous actions, but key aspects of religious practices. Even if people who grew up around these religions don't practice the faith, the attitude and attentiveness towards hand cleanliness are often maintained throughout their lives. But not all religions and cultures have such guidelines.
In some cases, culture may influence hand-washing protocols independent of religion. In some West African countries, you must wash your hands before raising something to your lips, and it is sometimes customary to leave a bowl of water outside your door to allow visitors to wash their face and hands before they visit.
Culture can also affect how people wash their hands. The current Center for Disease Control and the WHO guidelines recommend that healthcare workers wash their hands with soap and water when visibly dirty and use alcohol-based hand rubs in all other scenarios, as it is faster, more effective, and less harmful to our skin.
However, alcohol use is prohibited in many religions and cultures. This avoidance of alcohol is usually directed towards alcohol consumption, but depending on how someone interprets this ban, alcohol sanitizer can present a bit of a problem. However, healthcare professionals and public health researchers continue to research the best practices for any given religious or cultural scenario.
Now, as we mentioned before, the next big issue with hand washing is whether or not you're doing it right. There's a huge range in how people wash their hands, and everyone tends to think their way is right.
Proper hand washing involves three things: hot water, soap, and a thorough amount of rubbing. We should all be rubbing our hands for about 20 seconds, or the length of the alphabet song. However, a lot of people cut that time short to get on with their lives.
Do you think you wash your hands for long enough? The USDA have a neat test on their website when you can see how good your hand washing skills really are. First, mix some cinnamon with vegetable oil and then get that mixture all over your hands. Then, see how long it takes to get that cinnamon off. It's longer than you think. If you think of that cinnamon as microbes, it might make you rethink that fast hand washing action.
We hope you're all scrubbing up on your washing skills, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5.
Don't forget to subscribe.